can do it straight
There
up.
you go, my man.
Okay, cool.
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm good, man.
That's good. That's good. Big
T,
fan.
look at what I'm wearing for you.
Yeah, it got to be Celtic pride, right?
You know it.
Where you at? Oh, yeah. You look like one of the coaches, man.
Yeah, this is the Kelly and Shamrock, bro. This is velour. Okay.
Yeah, that's
How
old.
sweet.
That's old school.
And
You can't get
look
that
at the
anymore.
back. Wait, look at the back. Old school Celtics.
Man, I got that same shirt, man. Sitting up in my closet, man. I picked mine up in back when Ross used to have cool shit. They had all the Rockaware and everything. And they always had Lakers shit because I lived in LA. One day, man, it was a Celtic velour sweatsuit, man.
Bro, it's fresh as fuck. You can't tell me shit when I'm wearing this. Yeah.
No.
Real quick, Tires. Your sport. Who are your sports teams?
Oh, man, I was born in Lynn, Massachusetts. Oh, and I didn't leave until I was 7. But when I got to LA, I was already set. And as soon as I hit the ground, it was during the time when like Lakers Celtics was the rivalry, and those LA kids didn't know how to fight like us Boston kids did. They would say dumb shit like throw the first punch. I was like, huh? So it just, and the way my personality was, if there's a whole room that says they like the color blue, I'm gonna raise my hand and say green. It's just who I am. So,
bro, let me tell you something funny. So, do you know where Cambridge is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was born in Cambridge, right? But then at like 2 or 3 years old, I moved to Miami, right? But Miami didn't have a basketball team. So I picked Celtics, I picked the Red Sox, the Bruins, you know, and I've been a big fan ever since. I saw you rocking some Boston shit. That Gutfeld, is that how
I'm always hosting. I always got my Boston hat on. It doesn't matter. Like, and it's funny because when I first, because it was Fox News, and people were saying how everybody hates everything or whatever. Man, they're like, keep rocking it, man. So but yeah, I always rep.
Let me ask you a question, bro, because this is so weird to me, and I don't think I asked you this last time you were on the show. How the fuck did you end up on that show?
Man, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, bro. Like, I got an office in New York with my PlayStation. And honestly, man, real talk, I had just come back from Impact. We went to work with y'all over in
Mexico.
And we did the tournament.
Remember that match? It was you against Daga, and he got hurt like 2 minutes in?
No, he hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
I felt, and the funny part was because I stayed with him in the little tent, right? And homie was in the tent, and he was hurting for a minute, and then somebody brought him a cigarette, but it was a little ass tent. He smoked like 3 cigarettes while waiting for the doc. Bro, I thought I was gonna die in that tent. I was like, nah, you stay with them when they get hurt. But no, it was way back before that. It was a tournament. It was like everybody from everywhere came over there.
Oh, the World Cup, maybe?
It was a cup.
Yeah.
And Impact didn't win one cup.
Right.
We got smoked.
Right.
And at the time, a couple of the champs there were like, oh, man, I really can't get pinned. And so I was like, no, I got you. So I got to work everybody.
Yeah.
So, and there was a young kid you guys were pushing with Ray. And we were in a 6-man tag, and it was the same thing. They were like, man, I really can't. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But I got to work everybody. So I had a blast.
Yeah.
But,
you were always easy to work with anyways.
And I came back, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And on Twitter, Greg and some other dude were arguing, and I was like, I don't know who these dudes are. Why am I tagged in their shit? Right. And apparently the dude said you're as fake as wrestling and had a gif of the Funkasaurus dancing. And I was like, oh, hell no. So usually I was like, oh, okay. So I hit the dude up who was talking trash, and I was like, look, man, you don't know me, homie. And maybe if you did, you wouldn't talk like this. How about this? Because I was living in Tampa at the time. I was like, what if I fly you down to Tampa? We get some beers, catch a Bucks game, and, you have a better perspective on wrestling and stuff. He's like, oh, man, cool. Could I do that? Could I bring my homeboy? And I said, no. And I blocked
him. Who is this person you're talking about?
He was talking about Greg Gutfeld. And I slammed here, and then I forgot. I didn't block Greg because he didn't even say anything. Next day, Gutfeld's messaged me like, man, I'm still laughing at what you did to that dude. And he's like, would you want to come on my show? And I was like, what show is that? And he's like, oh, the Great Gutfeld Show. It's a comedy show. I said, name Gutfeld?
Now, were you politically,
I was always
like,
or
did you become,
No, when I was in the WWE, Glenn Kane, he was super political and smartened us up a lot of things financially, things that we didn't really know about, things that I didn't really pay attention to. And I became a student of the game because he was very conservative. And I was like, "No, man, that's just white dudes in suits." And he's like, "No, you're dumb. Small government is better for everybody." So then I educated myself, and I was like, "Damn!" I also didn't like the taxes that I had to pay, and I was like, the more money I made, the more money went out, and then I started paying attention, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm a conservative." Like hell, and the more I learned about it, so, but I just didn't, we don't talk about stuff like that. Nobody really, you don't talk about what you do with your wife in the bedroom, and you don't
Right.
talk about politics or religion in the locker room. You just don't. And every
Right.
once, like Daniel Bryant and Kane would always be talking about saving our money. Even John Laurinaitis would come in and be like, "Hey, make sure you're putting this percentage of your money away and this, that, whatever." Because most of the time we're like, "Yeah, okay," but
Right.
when it's coming from one of the boys, especially someone like Kane, you pay attention.
Oh, yes, sir. Welcome. We got a PLE, a good night of wrestling, and we're starting with a fucking death match. You feel me? Yeah, I had one of these in a minute. Shinsuke Okada against Terry Funk and Bruiser Brody. These teams are 1-1 off of countouts. So we're going to settle it right here. And since they're getting blowed up, Okada's all bloodied up too. this match will finally move on in our tag team tournament. We're trying to get this first round match done in like 4 episodes now. Again, they're tied 1-1, both by count out victories. Or count out decisions, I mean. Oh, the heavy rain and Cherry Funk. Oh, Shinsuke tapped out from the full Nelson. It's time for the Eliminator Championship. Sasuke with his first defense against... What is it, boy? His first defense against Bam Bam Bigelow. Two members of Chaos, Tanahashi, and he's not in Chaos no more, and Xavier Woods. I forgot we did do team realignments. Sasuke's first defense of the Eliminator Championship. Woods left. chaos and Tanahashi doing that shit. Most team in no elimination yet. Sasuke's first defense of the Eliminator Championship. His first singles championship. Oh no, never mind. He was Cruiserweight champion. Back when we had the Cruiserweight title. Why do you break that up? Styles clash in the last strike. He's going for a Styles clash again. He's rolling him into the ropes, so. Tanahashi and Bam Bam Bigelow out. Sasuke getting the win. His first title defense. What a match. Southside Championship matchup next. Starlight Kid defending against Terry Gordy. Yeah, she dropped that fool. Sam. Terry Gordy has the longest reign ever for the Southside Championship. Let's see if he can become a two-time Southside champion. Oh, Starlight Kid with the successful title defense. Championships. What do you got, Mo? Oh. Bullet Club versus the Rough House. Jason Voorhees, the shooter. Dennis Rodman. This should be a good one. Soda block. Still no eliminations yet. I think the X Factor for the Bullet Club is this Voorhees, and the X Factor for the Roughhouse is Gary Albright. Oh, these Voorhees are getting choked out. Stop, dude. Oh, Gary Albright's out. Jason Voorhees is out. Oh shit, the two Impact players out first for each team. Quit. That's crazy. cool with the elimination. 2v1. Bullet no get the towels back, but will Roughouse still continue this dominant run? There's almost gonna have to go 2 eliminations. Damn it, Steel. Gang Wars champions. Stop, boy. Four title defenses. Now it's time for the World Tag Team Championship. Kaneko Clan defended against why is Kobe Bryant over here? Oh, we took Mike Riley out of red. No, we'll put it back. We'll put it back. We'll put it back. Let me go do that now before I forget. Where was Kobe supposed to go? Let me look. Oh, he did go to red. Oh, shit. Let's put my rally back. If they lose this match, we'll take them back out. Hey, y'all chill out. Damn, it's weird. My driving going crazy. I'm kidding myself. Oh, that's it. Oh no. And the Kaneko clan retains. So my value is losing the spot in RED. I still don't know why my high ass put Cody in there. We can take him out, put Hogan in there. Vader. We'll do that after that. Cody don't fit in nowhere right now. So he took Kobe and Mike Crowley out of red. Put Vader in red. Good Vader. Alright, it's time for the semi-main. Eastside Championship. Vader defending against Dunlop and Brad. Oh, his own homie.
Fight!
This is not an elimination match. We've already had 2 elimination matches. This is going to be first fall 2 finish. Our 3-way matches are normally elimination style, but not this one. Yeah, any title changes tonight. Retains his title. Another successful title defense. Vader's 4th in a row. For the main event, Okada versus Tommy Oliver. Where is it?
Fight!
Excuse me.
Come on! Give up? Give up? Give up? Yeah.
I need Tommy Oliver doing this shit.
Wait. Wait. Give up. Come on. Give up. Give up. One, two.
Oh no, not the Deadly Race.
Wait.
He's out on his 8th run as world champion. 8th. Holds the record for longest title reign
One.
and longest title reigns and most title reigns. Ooh. Full fall off the top.
Give up.
Come on, Tommy Oliver.
Give up.
Get up, get up. Oh fuck! Sliced bread off the top never worked. I've never seen these how to do that.
Give up. Wait. Wait. Come on. Give up. Give up. One, two. Wait.
No!
Give up. Give up.
He finished with one of that move. He said I would have like 5 moves in the finish period. This is another one. Tommy Oliver fighting back. He's dazed. And we're floating. Gonna do the move, don't lose. Gonna do the move, don't lose. Slowly. Superman punch. gonna do the move, don't move.
Give up.
Here's Geese Howard backpedaling right now. Dragon Sleeper.
Give up.
Oh yeah. Toby Oliver's going crazy right now. He has the champion. Oh yeah. Oh, GTS. Good night. Good night. Oh, that's great. I guess win. Fuck. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna do the mental submission. Oh, and we're frozen again. Go for the pin. Oh, he's dead. New world champion. Oh shit. Holy shit. Tommy Oliver bringing the gold back to the winner's circle. Holy shit.
So that's how it really started. But once he asked me to do the show, I just thought it was a one-off. I was going on there because I kind of felt like maybe he was trying to make wrestlers look dumb because sometimes they like to bring us on shows.
Right.
The perceptions people think we're dumb.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Meatheads.
Yeah, Disco knows what I'm talking about. And I went on there with the intention of just smoking it. And the first question he asked me was like a Royal Grande and her boyfriend were licking donuts in the store in Florida and putting it back. And he's like, "Do you need notes or anything?" And I was like, "Nah." And he's like, "Well, we can film it because they filmed it in pieces back then." And he was like, "Hey, we'll just film it right now." I was like, "All right, cool." And he said his spiel and he says, "What do you think about them licking donuts?" And I'm like, "It's fucking gross, Greg. Back to you."
Right.
And he just started, he couldn't stop laughing. He's like, "Man, it's just simple." I'm like, "That's it?"
Right.
And did a couple of things and that was it. And then first commercial break, he was like, "Bro, your timing is like unreal. I'd love to have you as a co-host or something if you lived in New York." I'm like, "I don't." And at that time, I'm at TNA, moving up the ladder and all that stuff. And I'm thinking about, going to Japan and things like that. So I was really focused on my wrestling career. So doing, New York gigs on the Gutfeld would have really hurt my indie stuff. So I was like, man, maybe once a month, if I have some downtime. And it just kind of grew from there. Maybe three or four appearances after that stuff came up about police brutality, and I just spoke on it. And he called me up and he's like, "Man, Fox wants you, man." He's like, "How much you making in wrestling right now?" I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "How much you making in wrestling right now?"
Yeah.
And Impact wasn't cutting checks like WWE
Yeah.
were. And he's like, "I don't know, what are you making, like 150, 175 a year?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And he's like, "All right, how's 185?" And I was like, "Hold on, man. Let me call my accountant." Hung up the phone, counted 5, called back. I was like, "Yeah, man." And it's crazy.
How long
man.
have you been there?
14 years, bro.
What?
Yeah. It's almost 10. I think 14 because I was thinking about something else. It'll be 10 years in a couple months.
You know what happened? Check this out. So I had forgotten you were on that show, right? So I never watched it. And I was in the hospital. I told you for like a month. And I'm flipping through and I see you. And I go, oh, this motherfucker's on this show. And then I remember what time it was. So I saw it the next day and then the next day and then the next day. I saw when you brought in Undertaker, Kane, I think was on the same show. And the guy, the Aaron, whatever, what's his name?
Sandow, yeah.
Sandow, yeah. And and Bully Ray.
Yep.
Yeah, so you bring a lot of the boys.
Jericho's on with me on Thursday.
Oh, sweet. So I want to ask you a question because you said this on the show and I didn't even know about this. I want to know how this even happened and what was your impression. You said that I didn't even know you had a podcast, but it said that you had Trump on your podcast. How did that even happen?
Well, what happened was I did an interview with Trump, but before that, Trump was coming to do the Gutfeld show.
Right.
And during this time, this guy who makes red belts, the guy with red belts, because when I won the NWA championship, the belt was little and it was beat up. And I was like, man, I'm trying to bring the NWA back. So I called him. I said, man, I need one as big as the old WCW World Championship NWA. I needed to go. I'm going to spin because it's going to be on national TV with every night. So he made the belt for me. And he then reached out to me a few months later and he was like, hey, I made this belt for President Trump. And people think at Fox, like he's like in the hallway and like drinking food with us and shit. Like he's not. I met the man once on a Monday Night Raw and it was like a handshake, and so I had never met him. Now, Greg had a relationship with him and, he was a fan of the show and apparently he was a big fan of me. I wasn't paying attention to this. And when he came to do the Gutfeld show, I had this Trump championship, so I'm going to give him the belt. So when we came down to meet him before we go in the green room, we come in, Greg goes first. He says, what's up? Cat comes in. When I stepped in, he threw his hands up and he was like, Tyrus, you're my favorite, man. I don't even watch when you're not on. And the whole place was like, and I looked at the Fox brass like, yeah. And I looked at the Fox brass like, y'all got to pay me. And the show was like, he was cool. He was fun, but like, he was just dapping me up. And when I gave him that belt, man, he was just shook. And then here's the crazy part. Apparently people give him gifts and then take them back.
What?
Or they're not real because he kept saying, like, this is a real one. Here's still, we all know that President Trump is a wrestling fan.
Right.
Like from back in the day, boxing, wrestling.
Big Andre fan.
Yeah, huge
Big Andre fan, yeah.
And I thanked him for WrestleMania 4 and 5. I was like, first of all, for my childhood, thank you for WrestleMania 4 and 5. And we just hit it off on the show. And then I gave him the belt and he went like that. I was like, man, it's yours, Mr. President. And hers in the back and our mother's in the back and they're waiting. And I thought he'd be like every other politician, right? Because I got this thing with my daughter, my wife, and they come see me. I give them a thumbs up between segments. And they either give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, let me know how the show's going. So I looked at my daughter and the president leaned over and he was like, what does that mean? Who's that? I said, oh, that's my daughter. She said the segment was okay. And he started laughing. And he's like, can I meet her? And can I meet your wife? And I was like, sure, Mr. President. And I expected just like, you know how it is, man. They say that shit. And then once they get in the back, they're gone, bro.
Like Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah. And he gets back there. He talked to my daughter for 20 minutes about soccer, equestrian riding, like how his girls do it. Because my daughter rides horses. She's actually getting ready to go to Wellington to compete. She's 10 years old and she's competing with the 16-year-olds. And they were just shooting. He asked her, he's like, hey, how'd I do? Was I as funny as your dad? And she was like, you did good, but you talk too much. Bruh. I was about to gig myself. Like, what the heck, man? Well, this has been nice. And he laughed, and like, dude had a sense of humor, and I could just tell by the way he was talking, man. He's a grandfather. He's a dad, right? And we just hit off with that. And then his personal assistant asked for my number, and he says, hey, you want to interview? You want to sit down and talk about some stuff? He's like, I will always make time to talk to real men. He's like, that's what I need is men, not yes men that I'm surrounded with, men who will just tell it like it is and not bullshit me. And I was like, cool. Again, didn't think it was probably going to happen because people say stuff, in our business, like, hey, man, this, that, whatever. And these people call back like a week later and like, hey, we can do it this day at Trump Tower, have Tyrus come. And we filmed it. We shot it. He was late for he had the big Catholic dinner, but he was talking to me so long. He didn't read any of his jokes or anything for that night. we put it on the thing. It blew up, and a lot of people, because I just talked about the human side of things, and everybody, it just kind of blew up, showing the human side of him, talking about the deeds he's done in his career. I wanted to talk about influences in boxing because he learned a lot from Muhammad Ali. He learned a lot from Don King, especially how to talk and talk trash. He learned a lot from wrestling. Like, that's all part of his background.
And Ali learned his shit from Gorgeous George.
Dude, I was telling people in 2016 when he had his run, I'm like, everybody was like, they were surprised. I'm like, dude, just go back and watch his promos in ring at Raw and just watch him in front of these crowds. He's doing the exact same shtick. He's wrestling promos, branding, cutting cutting people down. Right, exactly. And I was just like, the funny thing to me was, because there's a lot of lefties in the wrestling business. I was shocked at the amount of the wrestling community that was against him, that couldn't appreciate. Is like, dude, are you kidding me? This guy's just doing what we do and showing, but how easy it would be for any of us to maybe do this for a living too. You
would have thought when I started working at Fox and talking about President Trump and supporting being a Republican, you would have thought I murdered orphans in the wrestling world. And there's only two people that would book me: Conan and Billy from NWA. That's it. Like, when I went to Mexico, and that's the crazy part. When I went to Mexico, and we had, what was there, 20,000 people in that stadium that day?
Yeah.
Bro, there wasn't one boo. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and Conan was like, no, you work, you're going to do the thing, you're here. Everyone else was like, ooh, I don't know.
Right.
Or secretly texting me saying, good job, bro. And the more I kept on, especially when I was saying that the election was not even close, I said, I'm calling this a month out because I travel.
How interesting is that, bro? Everybody's saying, oh, it's a toss-up. It's 50-50. And he got blown away.
Bro, it's these media outlets, it's a work. They're trying to keep us watching.
Right.
If they told the truth, there would be nothing to watch because no one has speeches like that.
Right.
No one has speeches like that and is a serious contender. That'd be like, if they gave Kamala a spot on Monday Night Raw and she opened with that promo, we would not see her on SmackDown the following.
Right. But you know what to me really messed her up? When they were like, what would you do different that Joe Biden did? And she said nothing.
It's funny because,
bitch, what?
Sonny is such a hater. And and on Gutfeld, I said, hey, because he was talking about that. Hey, let's not forget game ball goes to Sonny Holston. Because if she doesn't ask that question, I mean, it was over before then, but it wasn't even, it was how she said it. She looked up in the air and was like, nothing comes to mind. I'm like, nothing? Afghanistan? The border?
Right, you can't separate yourself from him. The guy's unpopular, and you think the same as him?
Well, neither one of them were calling the shots, man. And I think that was what the American people picked up on it. And that was what the election was more about. And Trump changed from how he was. Losing that election changed him because he came back, he was much more calmer. He didn't fall for the traps anymore. He didn't get into battles like he used to. He focused on just talking to the American people. He did his ground game, and the country fell in love with him again. And now he's more popular than ever. We got a mandate. And it's crazy because I will get texts and stuff, and my boys are like, yo, man, the president acts like you're his homeboy. And I said, he kind of is that way, in terms of he'll hit me up or he'll send me something, and I'm like, and it's cool. And at the same time, I don't hit him up that much because I'm like, I'm only gonna, if I need a favor, I end up in some tax shit, I'll be like, yo, Mr. President. But you don't want to blow those favors or whatever.
Right.
So, but it's cool. And at the same time, just the ratings and how everything's gone. When Taker, Glenn would have came on, he was coming on anyway. But to get Bully Rays and Aaron and Jericho and especially Taker, for them to come on the show without, because Taker's, he can walk back to WWE whenever he wants to, for him to not even be thinking about a consequence speaks volumes. Like, the country's changed. Like, I had a pretty good acting career going on when I started at Fox. All of a sudden they're like, ooh, sorry, and now, they're calling again. But at the same time, I've gotten so established here to where I don't really have to do anything else. Plus, my stand-up shows are sold out all over the country. So it's nice being self-made.
Bro, you don't even come to San Diego. You're in these cities I've never heard of.
I just went to San Diego.
Oh,
so when I get sold out, I did a college in San Diego. I got to look at them, see what it was. But I started doing where people would during the pandemic, I started going because the big cities, what they do is like, and you know that you're a promoter, but when I'm doing my own stuff and I want to do anywhere from 800 to 1,500 seat arenas and I'm selling them out. Once you get into the 3,500 and up, that's when all the little fees come at you and the unions come at you and they try to like you'll have a show, like you'll do a show. Let's say you sell 3,500 tickets and you're supposed to make 300,000 that night. By the time they're done with you, making as much as you would if you were doing like a 200 seat venue because they take so much from you. So I found a loophole.
Especially Cali.
And I started doing old school haunted theaters all over the country, like these cool cathedrals and stuff, and they're in these towns that where nothing else is going on. So I got people that drive in 3 or 4 hours, and plus with the crime and stuff in a lot of the big cities, I just didn't like my people having to park, coming to maybe getting carjacked and all this other stuff that's been going on. So I started this little route, and it's just grown, and I'm sold out to 2026.
So let me ask you a question. If somebody were to go and obviously they can go to your website and see all the dates you have, which is pretty extensive. I was very impressed when I saw it. But if they were to go there, what do they expect? Comedy, politics, life experiences, wrestling? What do you talk about?
I rarely talk about wrestling because even in both my books, one of the things that there's certain things that are sacred. Our locker room is sacred. What happens in our locker, if you didn't earn the right to be there, it's none of your damn business. And a lot of people like tell-alls and secrets and stuff, and I have no respect for them cats. And I found that's what makes me do better. I talk about wrestling with my boys. That's a private thing. If you want to talk about wrestling, watch the product.
Right.
But
that's a question I want to ask you. Who in Fox, you think like the famous people there, who are big wrestling marks right now?
All of them.
Really? Like say if you who's a Fox personality that for instance you could say would want to come on a wrestling podcast and talk about the business?
Will Kane, he's doing other things now. But Kilmeade was Brian Kilmeade. He used to work with Jim Brown. He was the original UFC announcers.
Oh, really?
Jim Brown back in the day. Yeah. Yes. He actually tried to wrestle me on Fox and Friends. It didn't go well for him.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Tyrus, this is something I've always wanted to ask a political insider, which I consider you to be, okay?
Oh.
So I'm very apolitical, okay?
Yeah, you call it like it is.
Right. I don't follow anybody's dogma, any ideology. I don't believe in any fucking candidate. I think they just find somebody that smiles a lot and people can kind of relate to and is charming and they put them up there.
Yeah,
when you hear stuff like from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who once said in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, it was planned that way. When Eisenhower said, look out for the industrial military complex. When JFK said, look at the growth of CIA, they're very dangerous. When these people are giving us these warnings, okay, I just feel that every politician is in there to do business with other politicians to find out if they lose, how they can become a lobbyist and still stay in the game. I don't think Republicans and Democrats are really at odds as much as they seem. And I just fucking think everything's a work, and I think our system is broken.
I think, well, that's 100% correct. And I think that's why there was so much venom towards President Trump, because he was a Democrat most of his personal life. And all the Democrats, they would come for him for money. Yeah. So he knows where all the he knows who they really are. But when he decided the only way, because the Democratic Party is basically a business. They run a business and they pick. The people don't pick. Republican Party is more selfish in the terms about individual achievement. I'm going to get mine, you get yours. That's why they want small government. But most politicians, unfortunately, don't run to serve the people. They run to get reelected. So once you
they're beholden to pharma, defense companies.
Because those are the guys that will cut the checks to them, because the goal is to die on the job. Yeah. It's the only job you die on. Like if you're 60 years old and you can barely walk and you're like, I'm the main event tonight.
Right.
No wrestling company's going to let you walk out there.
Right.
Well,
Mitch McConnell's getting wheeled out,
Right. And Nancy Pelosi.
John McCain died on the job.
Right.
McConnell.
Kennedy died on the job. Like they stay way too long. It's the only mistake our forefathers made because they thought nobody would want to be and hold that job.
Right. Like you look at the Supreme Court justices, that they want to put term limits on them.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
Forever.
That I disagree with, because the whole point, once you have term limits on a Supreme Court justice, then you have corruptness.
Right.
Because now the whole point of a Supreme Court justice is you never have to worry about a job again. So there's no reason for you to take bribes, etc., because you are in for life. So that you're not going to make decisions based off, well, I'm going to go private sector in 3 years. So you know what? Who's going to pay me the most money to go this way? Because that's what we see in politics. And the thing about President Trump that I like, but again, as soon as he says or does something I don't like, I'm the first one to be like, hey, because I don't follow anybody.
Right.
I do what's best for me and mine. And right now, I'm registered independent. I vote Republican. I stay independent, so I have a choice.
Right.
But
Let me ask you
Let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this too? And this is the part of politics that I think is kind of that I look at is like nobody's a politician until you get elected.
Right.
Okay, so you have to get elected first. And I don't think there's enough focus on politicians kind of letting people know who's giving them the money to get them elected. And I don't think people really focus a lot on who's paying. Like where's your funding coming from? Like, is it coming from Pfizer's? Who's cutting the big checks for the politicians? Because I think if people knew that, they would have a good idea of like what these people are going to do once they get in office.
Right. But to understand, it's big business just to run. So you missed a lot of times just running. Look how much Kamala made and lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She $1 billion.
Yeah. And then, she couldn't even balance that budget, and she had $1 billion.
Because he was spreading it so far.
Right.
So, but I'm saying, but that for some people, that's why you'd be like, guys keep running who lose.
Right.
Because they can make a lot of money and they'll get donors, and then you got to hire your cousin to be in charge of security. Of course, he needs two brand new SUVs, and you can't have him be out in the cold, so then he needs a house to set up headquarters. Of course, he's got to have giant screen TVs, and they got to have money for food and this whatever. So we'll keep that in an offshore account. But it's big business, and the reason why President Trump was such a threat, especially with him working with Elon and Vivek, these are guys that can't be bought. So that's where all the venom comes from. And there's Republicans too who will be like, it's good for them politically to support him, but privately they hate him because no one should get a job that makes what is it, $130,000 a year to be a senator, but yet all of them got mansions. How's that?
Right.
How's that square? Even the socialist Bernie Sanders got what, 3 mansions?
Yeah, 3 houses. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How's that possible? On that
they like to keep all that stuff quiet.
Well, and that's why they're so afraid. And what the American people need to pay attention to, it's not the people who were working with Vivek and Elon and people are coming out. Brilliant people are coming out from the woodworks to work for Doge for no pay. And my argument is those are the people I'd like to see serve in the Senate, because if you get there, but it's the opposition that American people will pay attention to.
What do you think?
People who are going out of their way to be like, no, cutting this program is because it's their pockets. That's who's going to get hit is the senators and the congressmen whose pockets get filled by the lobbyists. That's who Elon and them coming for, and they do this ridiculous spending because that's how you pay it back. That's how you give grants to people. That's how the entire Biden legacy was pay for play.
Right. I think they should suspend the ability for Congress to make stock trades, because that
should not be allowed at all.
Actually, Biden said it today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's husband is brilliant. I mean, this dude. I mean, if I had a parlay pick for football, I'd send it to him.
Yeah,
this dude's just money, and that's but. There's no pillow talk about what stocks to go into.
I was just thinking about this. If you're going to let Congress people sell stocks, and you have these committees, bro, you should have like an independent person sitting in these committees. That's like a stock watchdog. That's like they know the information that these people are getting. They're going to wonder, okay, are they using inside information to make their trades? Because they were the meetings too.
Yeah, they got to be.
Right?
So 1,000% off.
Yeah,
Tyrus.
Yep.
So today we had a question on our mailbag, right? Where they were saying that, did I think Kash Patel was going to release the Epstein papers and the P. Diddy papers and all that? Now, if you remember when Trump was president the first time, he said he was going to release the JFK files, and he didn't. Do you think Kash will? And he also said, and tell me if you believe this or this is rhetoric, that the first day on the job, he was going to disband the FBI and make it a museum for the deep state.
I think Kash is going to clean up because the FBI, the leadership, not the guys on the ground, but the leadership decided they knew better than the American people. They thought they were martyrs. Trump is bad for business, so we're going to get rid of him because American
you saw the guy quit before he got fired.
Well, yeah, he knew that. Yeah, he knew, and that speaks volumes. I think here's the thing: the Diddy stuff, the Epstein stuff. The victims already know who these people are. Why are we not listening to the victims? Why are we not seeing indictments? I care less about the list personally than I want to see indictments. Knowing, if especially with the kid stuff, that's the one thing that this administration has not protected children at all. Whether it's having these laws to say you don't have to tell your parents, that's not for the kids.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's for the groomers.
Yeah.
That's not for the kids. That's for the groomers.
Right.
The pardon of that judge who was basically being paid to send children to private. Money for profit. Yeah, like we 300 was it 370,000 missing children at the border. I'm hoping that the DOJ focuses on protecting the children. Listen, if there's a bunch of celebrities get together that do weird shit with consenting adults, I don't care.
Sure.
I really don't care. But but if they're doing stuff with children underage,
right,
then,
exactly. Because
it's not about listing the list. Why are they not being indicted? Right. That's my issue.
Is it because they're powerful people?
If the DOJ has it, if the DOJ has that, me and Conan have been slanging yayo for 20 years, and they got everything. They don't have to release the list to come arrest us.
Right.
Because all that will come out in court.
But would it be that they're powerful men and they have powerful friends and they get the hookup?
And that's what
I heard Bill Gates didn't want them to put out the Epstein list.
Yeah, pretty much all of those guys who donate. Because it's a funny thing, when you hear about wrongdoings to children and big time leaders are quiet, that should raise your eyebrow. Right. Why isn't everybody going, we need to get to the bottom of this? Right. But they're just not. And I think it'll be interesting to see how much of that is on the center stage, because the things that I'm more concerned with is the 20 million undocumented people in this country right now. I'm more
Bro, you know what I couldn't believe, Tyrus? I could not believe this. I actually read this the other day, that last year, more people came into the United States illegally, listen to this, than the last 17 years combined, and more than when they had the legal migration in the 20 of the Irish and the Italians and the Jews, and they were coming in
legally.
Yeah.
And these aren't, and the thing is, like, a lot of this, we're looking at it, it's from countries that should be getting flagged every time. I mean, we've got guys from Afghanistan coming in here. We got Nigerians coming in here. Chinese are coming in here. All these military-age men from countries that have beefs with us.
But why do the Democrats let that happen? Why do you think?
I tend to the worst thing is that the unaffected and virtue signaling, until it hits them in the mouth, right? Until somebody in their family gets murdered or raped or robbed, they don't care, because that's like defund the police. Who in their right mind would say that? But they're all saying it because they have private security and they live in lovely gated communities. But then the first time their little U-Haul truck gets stolen with all their stuff in it, then all of a sudden they're like, where's the police? I'm like, no, call the social worker. You know what I'm saying? It's just that there's this unaffected thing.
You know when they got punched in the mouth, Tyrus? When they sent when Mayor Adams, the guy from New York, said, yeah, give me all these migrants. And then he was going, uncle, we don't have enough money to support these guys.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you notice, as soon as he switched his view on that, all of a sudden he got indicted and he's got an investigation because he turned and bit the hand that fed him.
Well, they elected a police officer to be mayor. And then when he just started acting like a police officer,
he got mad at him.
They got mad at him. So again, you try to figure that out, man. It's
how about this? Because you're part of this, because I think you see it. And one of the things, like when we ask, like, why do they not care about the immigration stuff? Ben Shapiro talks about a thing called the Fox News fallacy, that if the right wing assumes a position, the left wing immediately has to assume the opposite position because the right wing can't be right about anything. And so you caught in these bear traps of these positions, like trying to pretend the border's not a big deal, trying to pretend that why are we talking about sexual orientation with kids that don't even have sexual urges yet? Like these positions that
what I can't believe, Tyrus, I'm sorry, because before I forget, maybe he can answer this. Bro, I was reading the other day, trans people are like 1% of the population, but when they're in between 13 to 20, it goes up to like 10%. How do they have so much power?
Well, they don't. We're confusing people with activists. Yeah. Activism is the problem,
right?
Not the trans community. Activists will create as much as the drama as they can for such a small population. And activists, just like we had it in the black community, where we had all these activists who come out and said everything's racist, everything's messed up, and those of us who are working our ass off and enjoying this country, like, well, what are you talking about? You do the right things. America, the one thing about America, regardless of how you start, you have an opportunity to change your life. You can't do this shit in any other country. I was born in the slums of Lynn, Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? My mom raising 2 boys by herself as a nurse. The fact that I'm sitting on TV making bank and getting paid to give my opinion, like, that's America.
Yeah, but for many years, blacks and the Latinos did not have it
problems,
good.
but I'm saying we don't have it like they had it.
Right.
To compare our day now to what was going on during the civil rights with fire hoses and German shepherds and not being able to drink water is asinine. And it's not, and not every group has had its turn at being at the bottom of the pile.
I tell this to people all the time. Every person in the year 2024 that's born in the United States is afforded 2 things: opportunity to succeed or excuses not to. And I think that's just.
But either way, you're taken care of.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You got
$20 in a pistol in America, you can eat.
Right. So yeah, that's a good point.
There's a lot of there was a lot of controversy recently. Actually, you know what? I'll skip that one. What do you think about what's going on with all the drones and why aren't we getting any?
Man, I'm living in Jersey right now.
Yeah.
And my problem is I fall asleep watching a lot of Skinwalker Ranch. So I try not to get try to push it. I'm a big Here's what I say. Things that show themselves typically aren't aggressive. So I kind of look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, that's all.
If you want to make, like, the one side of it is, if it's aliens, how cool, that be. Everybody wants that. That's sexy. That's cool. More often than not, like I said on the 5 the other day, I'm more leaning towards this is the result of a DEI hire who pushed some buttons and got all the drones to go off and didn't know how to turn it off. And they don't have any experts there. It's just like doors falling off airplanes. And now they have all these unmanned drones just sitting in the sky and they're trying to find a way to land them. That makes more sense to me. I've heard some wild conspiracy theories, man. But the worst one was Iran. And I could not stop laughing. I'm like, Iran is literally hiding under a desk right now because they know come January 22nd, Israel's going to make that place New Jerusalem. Like, they're done. They ran their mouth. They were a paper tiger. When they shot them ballistic missiles at Israel, and Israel shot every one of them down and was like, that's it?
Right.
Oh, sir. Like, they were making it sound like they had these they had all this military infrastructure and jets and everything, and they can't do anything.
Yeah, like North Korea, they huff and puff and they never do shit.
They ain't got it. The problem is they poked the wrong bear.
Right.
They poked the wrong bear. And I think the Middle East is, with Syria saying we're out, Hamas and everybody, like, Trump's like, hey, you got till I get in to fix it. They believe him. They believe that, like America's
Reagan, when Reagan said, if you don't get the motherfucking hostages, but when I'm president, shit's on.
Yeah.
Well, Iran released everybody.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but bro, I was reading that the drones were going over like military installations. How about this? Any drone that goes over a military installation gets shot down. I don't care if it's a hobby.
I would think I would think. Well, here's the thing. That probably would be happening. But then again, remember we had that Chinese air balloon that just floated across the country.
Right.
This administration, you never know what deals they've made.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know who's running the country.
No.
Because it ain't Biden. All these blanket pardons, they're not Biden. You think Biden's sitting down reading a paper with 1,500 names on it?
Right.
I mean, come on, man. You think he's crunching the numbers and, oh yeah, this guy, I remember him. And no, man, it's this administration, whoever is doing,
who do you think is running the administration?
Here's the deal. The fact that he has gone completely quiet, what President Trump is doing right now is unprecedented. No one has ever made business deals and spoke with world leaders while they're president-elect. The sitting president and his administration would be going nuts. They would be silencing them. They would be saying that what they were doing is a violation. It is not done. Remember President Trump took a phone call from Thailand and everyone was like, oh, hell no, you can't do that. So the fact that Biden has gone completely ghost in terms of, he's basically saying, or his people are, Dr. Jill and all of them are saying, Trump, it's your show. Go. So that's the thing that lets me further know. And I'm a little concerned with we're going to see more of these pardons. Instead of pardoning like somebody who's on a bullshit drug charge for selling marijuana when you can buy it in half the country for 20 years, they're not going home. But a man who was selling children is going home. Like I just and I think there's going to
a guy that was paying, like taking kickbacks, like you wanted, like he just took the money and kicked back to them to get him out of jail.
Yeah. So
all right, like Jesus. I mean,
now let me, Joe, before Tyrus gets out of here, do you have a last question, or you, Disco?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Joe.
No, I was going to ask about the pardons, but he just covered it. Yeah.
Okay, so I have one last question. So, what do you think? And this is a two-parter. What do you think Patel and Musk are going to do? Okay, and when you see RFK saying stuff like, "Yeah, vaccines don't work," which they obviously do because they had vaccines for the measles and the mumps, so you couldn't go to fucking school, and it cured polio. And Trump just said, "Yeah, I agree with polio vaccines. I think they work, and I don't think RFK is going to be so radical."
I've gotten a chance to know RFK Jr.
Right.
a little bit, and I think he was, again, I'm not speaking for him, but in my opinion, I think he was referring to the so-called, because the vaccines that came out during the pandemic were not vaccines. Yeah. They were not made the same way as vaccines. By definition, they're not vaccines. They were called vaccines to dupe the American people. They were untested, and we're still seeing a lot of the side effects from that time.
Correct.
So I think the number of vaccines that we have in this country now compared to the important ones, smallpox, polio, the stuff that we took and when we were kids for TB, you remember we got the little thing at school,
right.
It didn't pop up, you know, you had to go back. I think there's like, again, I'm not, I think there's like 4 or 5 vaccines that everyone needs to have. But now we're seeing these vaccines are up to like 15 in some cases for kids. And I think he was looking at the ones who've come along lately, because we're not stupid to know that pharma creates things to sell things.
Right.
So they'll say, hey, you need to get this vaccine for that. I think he was speaking specifically to the new ones that have come around that other countries, other successful countries do not use or outlaw. Ozempic is made where? I think in Sweden or Norway somewhere. They ban
Norway.
it. They won't use it there because they know it's harmful. The side effects are not worth it, but they know America will buy anything.
Right.
So they'll sell it to America. Listen, you eat bread and wine in France, you don't get fat. You eat that shit here, you ain't fitting in this chair. Right. So there's a lot of things wrong with what's going on because these businesses have put people over profit before people. And I think that's what RFK is going after. So there's going to be a shit ton of blowback. And there's going to, because every time he's doing something, to answer your total question, RFK, Vivek, Elon, they're going to expose the overspending, the corruption. They don't have the power to do anything about it. But when they take their findings to the desk of the president of the United States, he has the power to then say, oh, you know what? I agree with this. We're going to fix this. Or like, hey, maybe RFK had a weird day and he decided that, you know, like no one should have cucumbers ever again, whatever the hell it is. And he'll be like, no, we're not doing that one. So it's going to be at the discretion of the president of the United States. But he has a team of brilliant people who are doing it to help the country. And that's a winning thing. RFK Jr. is going to look at things that are relatively new. Do we really need them? And I would argue with him, I'm willing to bet no.
Right.
Plus, what I love about RFK is he knows where all the skeletons are. His dad was the ambassador, Joseph, to England. His brother was the president. The other one was a senator. He knows all of America's secrets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I also think that cleaning up in a little bit of way I mean, he lost his father, he lost his uncle from the people that he's coming to correct.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
Yeah, I think it was funny that it said Trump brought him with the meeting with the drug executives the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, like here it is, like guys, you got to change your ways.
You have to face the person that you guys put profit over people.
Tyrus, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Hopefully you'll come back in the future.
Oh, anytime, man. And I'm glad you're feeling better. Like I told you before, the only thing you'll ever die of is boredom.
So where can people find you, or where can people see your concerts?
Fox News, pretty much flip the channels. I'm pretty much on everything.
Twitter?
Twitter is Planet Tyrus. And then on Instagram is Tyrus Smash. They're both verified blue checks.
Cool.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much. Continued success. Hopefully,
You
when
get
you're in
well.
hopefully when you're in
Continue
San
good
Diego, I'll check
ratings
you out.
too.
Yeah.
Congrats
Oh, yeah,
on your
I'll-
numbers.
I'll
you know,
keep-
you know the number. You watch the. I know you look at the numbers being an old wrestling guy. So like you guys are doing.
Yeah, I
great.
look at the numbers.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't mind kicking SmackDown and Raw's ass.
Have you ever had a call from WWE? Hey, way to go or anything like that, or no?
Recently some of the higher ups. Probably the funnest thing. You guys remember Kevin Dunn?
Yeah, the producer.
He had no use for me when I was there. And I was having a match with CM Punk with Paul Heyman, and I had a spot where Punk gave me the ring because he popped for something I did to him. And at the time, Punk used to sit in the Indian style. So
Yeah.
I did it in the ring and got a pop from the crowd. Dunn had the cameras go up. So you wouldn't see, so I wouldn't get over, right?
Is he even there anymore?
No, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But in life, it's funny because I'm getting ready to go flying from this one. I live in Louisiana to fly to New York to do my show. And behind me with his braces, he finally got his teeth fixed. And he's standing behind me and he's like, Tyrus? And I turned around and I knew his face, but I played it off like, what's up, man? And I'm sorry. He's like, me, done. I was like, oh, I love you on TV. And I was like, oh, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching. And then some of the boys that were from like WWE Digital who were like, they loved me when I was there. And, they were like, bro, I was like, you know what's funny, fellas? And they're like, what? I said, how the fuck's he know my name's Tyrus? My name was Brodus. He watches me every night,
true.
man. I win. I win.
Not only that, bro, I went there to do the Rey Mysterio induction speech for the Hall of Fame, and I met him for the first time. What a condescending little prick.
Yeah, but hey, it's a sprint, it's a marathon. But the fact that I'm able to hold the door open for some of the boys to come in and talk and be able to express themselves. And, I don't care if they're like Kevin Nash is one of my closest buddies, man. He's as Democrat as it gets. I don't give a damn about none. We don't care about that
Right,
stuff.
doesn't matter, bro. That shouldn't matter. Right.
And I'm glad to see, because the whole point of being in a place like this is to leave the door open behind you. And that's one of the things, seeing more boys come in and get more opportunities and stuff. That's what we're supposed to do. So I'm glad that it's becoming center and it's no longer, the worst job in the world, because it's really not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, bro, thank you for your time. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate
Happy
you.
holiday. Blessings to you and your family. Keep kicking ass. Thank you for coming on, my
All right,
friend.
man. Anytime, man.
All right. Thank you for
All
being
right.
on Keeping It 100. Boom.
Thanks, Tyrus. Appreciate your
Thanks, my
time.
friend.
Yes, sir, man.
Take care.
Cool.
That was awesome
Yeah, it's good.
because he answered a lot of questions I kind of had. And obviously you and Joe, too.
Yeah.
Hello, basket. Basketball fan. There with Edwards. Then it's Jackson, and it's Holmgren in at the 5.
Nope.
And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Now Long Beach with it. They've been on a heater of late. 7 wins. In a row.
Just playing really solid basketball right now. They're trusting each other more out there and attacking as a group. They're a fist, not individual fingers, which has made them tough to beat. And that gets us rolling. Whew. What a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight. Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
The kick out to Edwards. Nails it from 3.
Edwards loves those long-range bombs. He's a confident shooter.
Avdia against Williams. Pass to Wembanyama. Shoots over Holmgren. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Kuminga.
The ideal pass for that situation. Great instincts.
From the elbow. Gilgeous-Alexander no good.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Offensive rebound. Avdia can't get it to go.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Williams misses. Wembanyama with it. Jackson in his pocket. Unloads. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Wembanyama's got his second bucket of the night.
I'll tell you, when Wemby starts driving, how do you stop the pull-up? I mean, there's just no way.
Edwards finds Gilgeous-Alexander. Kuminga pulls it in.
Just 1 for 5. Not the start they were looking for. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to get on track.
Shit.
Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Well, Victor doesn't have too far to go. I mean, he just pops up to the rim, makes it look so easy.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Edwards. Inside. Here's Holmgren. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in.
And one of the fears about Holmgren was his lack of bulk. But he's a strong enough finisher to still power through contact inside.
Timeout called. Louisville. It's February. Let's see how things are shaping up in the East. You take a look at Louisville. Final stretch of the season. They've got the #1 seed and have shown no signs of giving it up.
Well, I think for Louisville, I recall them having a lot of naysayers at the start of the season. But now, they may not have any.
Naysayers.
This team is ready for a deep playoff run. They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Louisville shooting their first free throws of the game now. First one falls for them. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And it's Edwards with the ball for Long Beach. It's a 5-point game. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Louisville this year.
They won both of their meetings last season. You love to pull that off against another powerhouse. Well, the sample size wasn't that big. I mean, 2 games, not a lot to go on. There are 2 teams at the top of the pile in each of their conferences, and because of that, I expect it to be competitive.
Edwards, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
There's that man, Gilgeous-Alexander. So tough to contend with his quickness.
Capella, he's checked in for Wembanyama.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with the Liberty head coach. I asked him specifically about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and what their defensive game plan is for him, and coach said we have to be active, we have to keep him in front of us, and to try to limit his chances around the rim. Their offense really opens up when he's able to attack the basket, so let's see if the defense is up for the challenge. BA?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Clock at 6, and it's Denny Avdia with the foul. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit. And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Tell you what, early in the game, these kinds of plays can really set the tone.
And Louisville making a change here. Jackson is checked in. Now here's Edwards. He's got 5. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot is good, and this game is back to even. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points.
Outside, inside, in between, it doesn't matter. SGA is lethal.
Here's Black, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game. Capella screen on Gilgeous-Alexander to the inside. And it's Capella with the jam.
Capella's so good at finishing around the rim, showing you right there. Great explosiveness inside.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good. 7 points in the game.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
Outside Kuminga. And stolen by Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander finds Williams. They now take the lead.
We talk about Williams' versatility as a scorer. He can get his points from just about any spot on the floor.
Black passes to Kuminga. Driving to the basket. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. And Holmgren with the basket on the assist from Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists tonight. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for Long Beach.
You have to give them credit for their defense here in the early stages. I mean, they've shown tremendous anticipation, on the same page as a unit defensively, especially on those block shots. Yeah, we got to talk about how pestering they've been on defense, forcing turnovers and finding ways to score off them.
Time called here. The Liberty decide to talk it over. Change here. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some stats for Anthony Edwards.
He's having problems with his shot these days, and the analytics show that with his true shooting percentage headed down in the last 10 games. I wouldn't be surprised if he turned it around quickly, though.
Here's Black, guarded by Quickly. 5 on the clock. Black, no good. Long Beach leading by 4. To the wing on the left. From deep, Holmgren. The rebound by Jackson. For Louisville, they've got 6 of 14 in so far. Here's Kuminga. Got it. Good job in the low post.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Edwards with it. Kuminga defends. Out to the right wing. From deep, Holmgren. And the rebound goes to Louisville.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them. And a trend they
Shit.
love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
Long Beach has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Edwards. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga.
So much confidence coming from Anthony Edwards. You can just see it. This is a guy who knows he belongs in the league and is hungry to be great.
And so he hits both. This is that grinded out part of the year, Grant. Everyone just fighting through it.
No question, BA. And it's not just physically exhausting. You're trying to focus on every game, every possession. This is where your leaders can help keep everyone focused.
Here's Holmgren. Yep, that one's good. Holmgren's got 6.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
Jackson outside. Pass to Capella. Here's Krejci. Drives to the hoop, and he buries.
I see why they're number 1 in the East. It's all their
But you have
big
to wonder
niggas.
if these offenses can keep this up.
High octane action for sure. Crowd pleasing already.
Screen by Holmgren. Quickly from outside. Offensive board. And that one's good. Holmgren. Give him 8.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
Outside Mitchell. Here's the 3. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Holmgren's got 4 rebounds in the game. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock.
Rising up for the throwdown. Major hops from Edwards.
And Louisville has possession. They trail by 6. Here's Mitchell. Holmgren with the block. Quickly passes to Holmgren. And the big finish by Holmgren.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, BA.
Hey, little exclamation point.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-handed, just like pound cake.
And so it's Chad Holmgren making things happen for Long Beach. He had solid production this quarter with scoring and rebounding. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And when you consider how Long Beach is doing, guys, your thoughts?
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
So the Long Beach 5 right now. We've got Jackson, Edwards out there with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Jalen Williams, and it's Jenkins in at the 4. Pass to Capella. And here's Wembanyama. Jackson left side, 6 to shoot. Outside Wembanyama, lets it go from deep.
Oh, shit.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama. A big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Sanchez. Back to Mitchell. Wembanyama screen. Down low. Oh, who else? Wembanyama.
And you see how fluid Wembanyama is. 7'5" guys shouldn't be able to move like this.
To the middle. Stolen by Wembanyama. Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. The offensive rebound. Jackson, the pass to Mitchell. Here's Capella. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. Jaren Jackson picks one up.
Clint Capella has what we call raw strength. And because of that, he's able to play through contact and score the ball.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
And Gilgeous Alexander's got the ball here for Long Beach. And that's a one-game homestand for the club. Left block shot on the way. And too long on the shot. And it's the Liberty ball. They've gone on an 8-0 run. That puts him in the lead. Paisley's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
I just love the ball movement.
Now a timeout call by Long Beach. Jackson, he's checked in for Louisville. And as the leaderboard shows, these teams have really dominated the offensive glass so far this year.
They're having success because they're sending multiple guys to the offensive glass. Hard to block out everyone.
Jackson with a screen on Mitchell. Gilgeous Alexander passes to Jackson. And here's the fast break. Here's Mitchell. Sinks that one.
Damn, cuz.
And now a 3-point Louisville lead.
And they've really been more consistent from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead. And you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Jackson, the pass to Wembanyama. From 7. Oh, it's Wemby.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done. Woo!
And here's Edwards. 11 points in the game.
Oh.
Deflected. It's stolen by Wembanyama.
Hell no.
Here's Jackson. Yes, and it's Wembanyama picking up the assist. Jackson's got his second basket. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Louisville.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And also, I haven't seen a lot of resistance from the defense when it comes to limiting their points in transition.
They might be the number one team in the East, though. Shit.
Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, BA, you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue, but in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates, and it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
Man, what a pass that was there. Really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Outside, Gilgeous Alexander. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama.
With his length and energy, Wembanyama has the ability to be a game-changing defender.
And Louisville with some changes. Avdia comes in for Capella, and it's Christopher in for Mitchell. Williams on the wing. And the 3 off target. Louisville with the ball. They're on a 19-3 run. Black passes to Avdia. Here's Christopher. Here's Wembanyama. Back to Avdia. Takes the three. The rebound by Jackson.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Here's Edwards.
Oh.
Rejected by Wembanyama.
Come on, man. I mean, there was no chance Wemby was going to ever let that reach the rim.
And Long Beach making a change here. Holmgren's checked in. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Shea hitting the three.
Big day for their backcourt. Their guards have set the tone, and the rest of the team is following.
Time called here. The Liberty decide to talk it over.
And something fans don't always get to see, some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Pass to Black. Kuminga with a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Black. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line.
What the fuck?
Louisville shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. He's off on the first. And some changes here for Long Beach. Waters checked in for Williams. And quickly subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And he's good on the second. And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for Long Beach. He's off on the layup.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Pass to Waiters. It's stolen by Wembanyama. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Kuminga. Oh, the block shot. Grabs it out of the air.
I mean, if I was out there, I'd probably test anyone but Jackson Jr.
It's his first trip to the line. Free throw good from Holmgren. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Wembanyama. James is checked in for Long Beach. Both free throws good from Holmgren.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Pass to Christopher. Kuminga with it. Lets it fly from 18. Pulled the shot a little left. Bounce goes his way, though. Kuminga's got 6.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Off the outside. Screen by Capella. To the paint. And it's Capella with the jam.
You know, Capella, one of the very best in the league at getting out of the screen and getting to the right spot.
Jackson with a screen on Avdia. Waters, the pass to Jackson. It's Christopher on the wing. Guarded by Quickly. Christopher's shot is good.
Good play call.
We were down by 2, now we're down by 6
The offense
again.
running on all cylinders.
James deciding where to go with it. Here's Holmgren. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Yeah, many believe Holmgren must add muscle over time to his wiry frame. We'll see if he focuses on doing just that.
And Louisville making a change here. Lopez is checked in. Louisville leading by 4. Black passes to Lopez.
Long Beach foul call. Ronnie Jones. First personal foul. Third team foul.
There's a minute 12 left in the first half. Kuminga with a screen on Quickly. And he lobs it up top. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Black, guarded by Quickly. Black, no good. For Long Beach, they've gone 4 of 10 from the field in the second. Here's James. Here's Holmgren. Good work defensively by Lopez.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Avdia can't get it to go.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Quickly passes to Waters. Buries the jump shot.
You know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Kuminga against Jackson. Ooh, Kuminga.
Ooh, okay.
So deadly at the rim.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Jackson finds quickly. Jackson the screen. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for the Louisville Liberty. And that quarter was all about him, leading the comeback charge. Now they're up in this one. We'll be right back.
I love the depth of this team, man. Their subs have been huge tonight, giving them a scoring punch that they've needed most.
And credit their coach for a rather liberal substitution pattern. He mixed and matched beautifully in that first half. And moving on, let's take a peek at how the East is shaping up here in the midseason.
When I take a look at Louisville, you know, Halloween was a long time ago, but this team is still the scariest group in the league. They're striking fear into every team that has to go against them, Shaq.
Starting to scare me, Kenny.
Oh, okay.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
He's been so disruptive defensively in the first half. His fast hands make plenty of pockets.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
Denny Avdia out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's Josh Christopher. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Black in at the point guard position. And for Long Beach, they've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaren Jackson out there with Holmgren. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Williams in at small forward. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Long Beach is shooting 47% on this one. Looking efficient. Now Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Jackson. From the arc. Gilgeous-Alexander, no good. Louisville leading by 4. Wembanyama, pass to Kuminga. Rejected by Holmgren.
Wow, I mean, the 7'6" wingspan coming in handy. Holmgren loves swatting away shots just like this. Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
And as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time.
Shit.
He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Edwards looking for an opening. Pass to Williams. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Releases. And the rebound goes to Louisville. Wembanyama's got 9 rebounds now.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Yeah, nice feed by the big man, Wembanyama. His selfless attitude is what makes him a great teammate.
Oh, the determination from Gilgeous-Alexander.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Timeout called. Louisville. And over the last month, these point guards have been shooting the rock with confidence. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on top.
And if you thought he was an accurate passer, check out his shooting. Just so efficient from the field.
This isn't a power forward we're talking about. I mean, this is a point guard. He's knocking down shots from 20 feet like they were layups.
Wembanyama finds Kuminga. Now here's Wembanyama. Shoots over Holmgren. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender. But the touch was
Oh, shit.
Louisville leading by 5. And stolen by Williams. Holmgren, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Holmgren. It's stolen by Kuminga. And here's the fast break. Here's Christopher. And again, it's Louisville missing.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time. It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
Yeah, and this is the kind of impact Wemby makes offensively because he can score in just so many ways.
Jackson, the screen. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter. Still trying to find
Shit.
his rhythm.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Gets the 3 to fall. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, total focus from Shai there. Ready to go off the feed.
Pass to Black. And here's Kuminga. Wembanyama down low. He's covered by Holmgren. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Kuminga.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Edwards with it. Williams on the wing. From outside, off the mark.
Oh, he's going to take it all the way.
Pass to Christopher. The 3 is up. Good work defensively by Gilgeous-Alexander. Long Beach has gone 1 of 4 here in the third for Rage. And Williams punches it home.
Still down by 6.
You know, we can't measure heart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Back to Christopher. Outside Kuminga. Here's Black from deep. Yes. And it's Wembanyama picking up the assist. Wembanyama's got his 4th assist with that last one. Here's Edwards. Here's Holmgren. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
A beautiful finish through contact. That's the dog in Holmgren.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Louisville. Louisville leading by 6. And Anthony Edwards has stated that his goal is to ultimately surpass Michael Jordan.
Hey, look, that is a lofty goal to run after. I don't know if he'll catch him, but I like the fact that he's ambitious enough and confident enough to put it out there. His ability speaks for itself. This guy's a star already, and his star continues to shine. His work ethic and confidence give me belief that he's going to have a chance to at least get close to that. We know about 25 years ago, there was a guy named Kobe Bryant who sought to do something similar to what MJ did, and he got pretty close to matching.
And he gets that one. Black's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
You just can't give up looks that close to the rim.
Edwards with it, and Capella picks him up defensively.
Oh my goodness.
And so Kuminga will bring it up for Louisville. Here's Black. Rejected by Holmgren.
He times his blocks almost perfectly. Holmgren stands his ground and forces the shooter to commit first.
Jackson, he's checked in for Louisville. Mitchell comes in for Kuminga. Avdia finds Jackson. Here's Black. Pass to Capella. 4 on the clock. Now here's Mitchell. Launches a 3. It doesn't go for him. Capella against Holmgren. Screen screen by Holmgren. And the foul called on Emmanuel quickly.
What?
His first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Baisley, he's checked in for Louisville. From deep, Mitchell. And the rebound goes to Long Beach. We've got 1:23 left in the third. Out of bounds. It'll be Liberty ball.
Come on, we just down by 6. We're down by 6.
A minute 22 left in the third quarter. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to Long Beach. Holmgren's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
Here's Baisley. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Baisley's got his second bucket on the night. Long Beach has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Pass to Jenkins. It's picked off.
Hell no.
And they're on the run. He pulls it. Offensive rebound. And a slam dunk by Capella.
Well, Capella's tenacity is so impressive. I mean, he's got an unlimited abundance of energy when it comes to offensive rebound.
Quickly from outside. Mitchell grabs.